What's a free service that most people don't know about? Video game borrowing from the public library. When I was a kid, my library had an SNES for borrowing. You could sign out for a week. I would borrow, then return. My brother would sign out 5 minutes later. Rinse and repeat. That is a nice trip down nostalgia lane. Good strategy too. If the dreaded check engine light in your car turns on, you can bring it at any AutoZone store for a free diagnostic check. I drive an old car and have saved a lot of money this way. Similarly, where I live, Discount Tire will fill your tires with air for free. Edit. It has come to my attention that in most places you get free air at a gas station. Most gas stations have air service as well where I live, but it costs $1.00 for 5 minutes of air and you have to pay in quarters. Discount Tire will fix flats for free, even if you didn't buy your tires from Themisier. UPS stores will accept your Comcast remote, router and DVR box when you cancel service. They return it to Comcast with no charge to you. They will also provide a tracking number so you know it was returned. I've used it twice. So convenient. They also do Amazon returns and all you have to do is walk in, hand in the item and the label, and they scan it and you get your refund pretty much immediately. Then they box and ship it for super convenient. Kohl's also accepts Amazon Return, Project Gutenberg, Game Icons, NetPixabay and a jillion other public domain sites. Project Gutenberg has saved my life on essays more times than I can count. You can control F to find whatever passage you need, you don't need to cite page numbers, etc. I'm normally all about using physical books, but for essays I always use PG when I can. Libby, it's a digital library, so you just need a library card and then you can access thousands of ebooks and audiobooks for free. They can be downloaded for offline use too. Libby is awesome. It lets you access your local library's digital collection. I read so many more books now that I started using Libby. And you can recommend books through its sister app Overdrive if your library doesn't have Themisier. My library has bought several titles I've suggested. Speaking of which, you can Google library suggest purchase, and there's probably a form where you can ask the library to buy stuff for you. I've recently gotten to read several interesting new books I suggested to the library. Pluto TV. It's basically live TV with a guide and a traditional cable TV layout. But the programming isn't actually live and contains episodes, clips from earlier. For the price of $0.00, it's not bad. They have the MST3K channel. STD notification, if you find out you have an STD and want to notify a previous sexual partner anonymously that they should get checked. There's a phone messaging service you can arrange to have them notify them for you. What a terrible text that would be to receive. How do you know it was me? It was supposed to be anonymous. You're the only one I've slept with, idiot. TSTD Sunday is sexually transmitted disease. In Florida, if you dial *FHP, the Florida Highway Patrol will come and jump your car, fix your flat tire, tow you, bring you gas, etc. for free. You AAA. What? That's a make for everything I've heard about Florida. That's super smart and logical. Florida has some good things going on for all the shitty press we get. We have the top-ranked public university system in the US, for example. Also, home of the Publix chicken tender sub. In the US, the Cooperative Extension Service. Free answers to questions about gardening, farming, and other home-related topics. I believe every county has an office. Many offer courses and workshops. Speaking of farming, USDA helps you start a farm. They walk you through everything and AMP will teach you the ropes. They also stop by every few months for the first few years to make sure you stay on track. Real VNC. Remotely control your computer from your phone. Saved my butt many times when I forgot a really important file at home and used my phone to email it to myself. Chrome Remote Desktop as well. I used to use TeamViewer, but they've gotten greedy recently. Edit. Lots of people below are also recommending AnyDesk since TeamViewer sucks now. And TeamViewer is what all the tech support scammers use. If you live in California and are having some car trouble on the freeway, call 511 and say, "Motorist Aid." It is a free state-funded service to help motorists with the ability to change flat tires, jump-starting cars, refilling radiators and taping leaky hoses, providing up to a gallon of fuel, and towing disabled vehicles to designated safe locations off the freeway. I had a flat on the 405 and was unaware of the service until a 511 tow truck came and changed my tire and went on his way. I had a flat tire on the 605. I just pulled over and trying to remember if I had roadside assistance, and before I could even look, a motorist aid truck pulled up and immediately changed my tire. I wasn't sure if it was free, and before I could ask he said "Have a great day" and left. Source: the setup by Dolly Parton sends books, meals, and other resources to children 5 and under. You can either donate, receive, or help distribute these services as well. To highlight it for anyone not interested in clicking the link, Dolly Parton started the program in part because her father never learned to read. She envisioned it to provide free books to her local county. As of today, they've provided over 100 million books in 4 different countries. TLDR: Dolly Parton is a fantastic person and we aren't worthy. I'm pretty sure Dolly Parton is the only person on earth about whom no one has had a single bad thought or thing to say. The Library of Congress: not free, your taxes pay for it, but free to use. The librarians there are world-class and have gotten research materials from other countries for me. These librarians are next fucking level. I've been down a few times to do research, and once was too late to request a book. They asked where I was from, and turns out they loan materials to my local library. I also went down to do genealogy research, and I would not have gotten nearly as far as I did if I didn't have the help of a librarian. If you need to ship a package, you can go to the USPS website and get up to 750 shipping labels at a time, free of charge. You can also get a lot of different size boxes delivered directly to your house free of charge. Picked up 20 boxes from him last week. I moved into a town of and Lieutenant 10K people and emailed their Chamber of Commerce to ask if there's anything I should check out as a new person. They got my address and sent the welcome wagon. Her name was Barb and she gave us some local information, explained about town-run events and how the garbage schedule works here. Then she told us about different businesses in town and gave us welcome gifts from a bunch of them, monsieur. Things like a coupon for a free large pizza, and free oil changes and such. If you move to a new place, get in touch with the locals. Can definitely confirm that smaller towns, especially in more tourist-oriented areas, will almost always have a Chamber of Commerce or Visitors Information Center staffed by little old ladies who are more than willing to tell you about local sites and attractions. I always love the opportunity to be able to mention http://archive.org because it is such a wonderful and free resource. It has millions of free downloads for, etc. One very popular example is that it is home to It also has where you can play a lot of classic games along with The which is similar. They have access to tons of old PC games too, and you can even It also has which has archived more than 380 billion web pages saved over time, so you can go back and see how websites were years ago. For example, a month after it was created, the Wayback Machine, where I found lost pictures of my Boston Terrier as a puppy. I was searching all over after he passed at 14. Then someone told me about that site and remembered that I used to have a website in 2002 that I used to store pictures. Okay, that's the most wholesome thing I've read today. I think I would have cried. MIT OpenCourseware, literally all the materials for a bunch of MIT courses all for free. Early intervention. If you have a newborn, infant, toddler and you are concerned about their development, please call. It's totally free and the people are as nice as can be. Your child always deserves the best, and this is one way to ensure they get the developmental assistance they need, if needed. And even if the services aren't needed, it doesn't hurt just to make sure. This is very important for babies diagnosed with a low-incidence disability such as deafness or blindness. EI can mean setting that infant and family up for very positive future success. Blender. It is a 3D art and animation software that has really nice rendering and sculpting tools. The only catch is that you need a computer with a half-decent graphics card to use the latest version. But even if you don't have a graphics card of that quality, you can still download previous versions of the app. Blender is actually amazing. Everything else that brings you into animation or video editing normally costs stupid amounts of money, but you can get professional software for CGI free. And it's a cheap way to get you committed to an institution. How the fuck do I make a cute? There's a website called Pornhub where you can watch pornography for free. I just learned about this as my wife discovered a bunch of instances of this in our browser history. And I was trying to figure out what this website was. And this Reddit post is proof that I didn't know about this website before today. Because I'm sharing this information with you today, which is the